before we even get started. Do you know who you are? Not your name, not your job, not what people call you. I mean, do you know deep down in your spirit who you actually are? Because I didn't. For a long time, I had no idea. I settled, I accepted less than I deserved. I didn't know my worth. I didn't know my value. And it took almost dying on an operating table for God to show me exactly who I was. He looked at me and said, "Hey, daughter," and everything changed. This is my testimony, June 10th, 2021. And if you ever felt lost, alone, like you don't know your worth, this video is for you. Before I tell you about that day, I need to tell you who I was before it. I was a woman who settled. I settled in a relationship. I settled for people who didn't treat me the way I deserved to be treated. I didn't know my value. I didn't walk like I was somebody's daughter, somebody important. I was going through life just surviving, not walking in purpose, not fully surrendered to God. Can somebody relate to that? Just getting through that day, but feeling like something is missing? That was me, right up until June 9th of 2021. I woke up on June 9th with a splitting headache. I called my job, told them I couldn't come in. I took a shower and I went to the hospital, labor and delivery, because I was pregnant with my third child. I thought I knew how this worked. I have done this before. I was and was not scared. But when they checked my blood pressure, it was dangerously high. I was having contraction, but not enough. And they told me, "We're not sending you home." So they admitted me. I called my children's father. My cousin came for a little while, but she had to leave to take care of her children. He came and then he had to go too. And there I was, in that hospital room, feeling completely alone. My best friend came to be with me, and I remember laying there, watching her teach her class remotely from the hospital room. It was COVID season, by the way. The nurses loved her. They were admiring her. And I was just there, watching life happen around me while my body wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. That loneliness, I know some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Being in a room full of people and still feeling like nobody really sees what you're carrying. I was admitted for 33 hours before my daughter was born. 33 hours. And the whole time I wasn't dilating. I was stuck at 4 centimeters. My body will not move forward. The doctors were concerned. They were monitoring everything. And I didn't know it then, but God was already speaking through my body. Because how many of us have been stuck? Stuck at the same place, not progressing, not moving, feeling like no matter what you do, nothing is changing. Stuck in a relationship, stuck in a pattern, stuck in the same cycle your mother was in. Stuck and can't figure out how to get free. I was literally living that in my physical body for 33 hours. And I had no idea God was about to use all of it. At 7 p.m. on June 10th, the doctor came in and said, "We need to do an emergency C-section right now. The baby needs to come out." And I want to be real with you. My first thought, I didn't want a scar on my stomach. I know, but I'm keeping it real with you. That's where my head went for a second. And then I came back to my senses. Get the baby out. That is what matters. They told me that the delivery would be about like 30 minutes. It was not 30 minutes. I got into the operating room and almost immediately I felt them cutting me. I told the anesthesiologist that I can feel that. They looked up and said, "Where are we?" And I told them that I can feel them below my belly button. The anesthesia wasn't working the way it should have been. So they added more and they told me, "Stay awake. Do not go to sleep." I tried, but I felt this heaviness come over me and I couldn't fight it. And then I was somewhere else. I don't fully know how to explain what happened next, but I'm going to try. I felt like I was in a dream at first, playing a game. Happy, light, no pain, no fear, just joy. And then all of a sudden, I was somewhere else entirely. And I was confused. And God approached me and he said, "Hey daughter," not "Hey Nancy," not "Hey woman," not "Hey you," daughter. He said, "This is where your story ends. You will not be returning to the physical." And I broke down. I started to cry. I said, "Lord, I haven't finished raising my children." And he showed me my two children, holding each other, crying, saying, "Mommy died." And I can't even fully describe what that felt like. God showed me some things in that moment that I'm choosing to keep between me and him because they were personal. Because they were personal revelation he gave me specifically for my life and my children. But what I will tell you is this. He told me he was giving me another opportunity, a chance to come back and to make it right. And I promised him, "Lord, if you send me back, I will do what you're calling me to do." And he allowed me to come back. When I opened my eyes, my best friend was right there beside me. The first thing I said was, "Where is my daughter? Where is the baby?" And she said, "The baby is good. She's right there." And I looked at my best friend's face and I can tell she had seen something. She looked frightened, like she had witnessed something she couldn't fully process. Later, I found out I had lost 2,000 cc of blood during that surgery. That is close to half of the blood in a human body. I almost didn't make it off the table. But God, when they brought my daughter to me in the recovery room, I held her so tight. And then I asked everyone to leave. Her father, my best friend, everyone. They looked at me like, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Yes, I'll be okay. I just need a moment." Because I needed to be alone with God and with my daughter and with everything I had just experienced. I needed to sit with the promise I had just made. That room, that moment, just me and her, was sacred. I am telling you all of this because God called me daughter on that table. And I need you to understand something. If he called me daughter, he calls you daughter too. The woman who is settling, the woman who doesn't know her worth, the woman who has been in that room full of people and still feel completely alone, the woman who is still stuck and can't figure out how to move forward, you are a daughter of the Most High God. And you don't even fully know the power you carry. I didn't know it. I was walking around for years not knowing who I was, accepting less, shrinking myself, not walking in what God placed inside of me. It took an operating table for me to find out. I don't want to take that from you. That's why I made the promise I made. That's why this channel exists. That's why I show up here, to wake you up, to tell you the truth about who you are before life has to show you the hard way. You're not just a woman, you're not just somebody's mother or somebody's girlfriend or somebody's employee. You are a daughter, and it's time to start carrying yourself like one. If this testimony touched you, I need you to share it. not for me, for the woman in your life who needs to hear this today. The one who is settling, the one who is lost, the one who doesn't know her worth. Put this video in front of her. Subscribe to this channel because this is just the beginning. We are building a community here. Women who are waking up, walking in their power, and carrying themselves as the daughter of Christ they truly are. And if you have been through something, a moment where God showed up when you didn't expect him, drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and I want to pray for you. I'm Nancy, and I am led by faith. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one.